You're absolutely correct, Chris. And it's always important to credit others. Gray Cook and Mike Boyle were the originators of what we know as the joint by joint approach. And what it is, to me, is a construct. It's not an iron fist, steadfast rule that applies at all times in the training process. When I say training process, that can mean the day after back surgery, all the way to cleaning and jerking 300 pounds. So this is that's when I say training process. So it's a piece, and it's a very critical piece that is based upon the physical construct that this is our body moves as a system of stable segments and mobile levers, or stable segments and mobile joints, if we take a very engineering approach to looking at this. And in order to appreciate stable segments and mobile levers, we have to know what stable and mobile mean. So stable would mean control in the presence of change. So that may be one particular position based on the movement that you're interested in. However, it's really just under control, and how we gain that stability in that segment may be from advantageous, very, very positive choices that have positive adaptations in the body, or you can be just as stable and probably acutely successful at your movement strategy, but have a negative adaptation. So if my back is flexed and I'm hanging over and my hands are resting on my knees, this is likely a deleterious position in the long term for a number of reasons. It does not honor the joint by joint. However, you can say that the lumbar spine is stable. It is not a positive stability, but it's stability nonetheless. Stability is control in the presence of change. The joint by joint would honor a very positive adaptation to training particular positions of stability. Mobile, I'll define by the nervous system's control of the joint. So it's not my choice of control. It's what are these other joints doing without external influence, meaning I don't control my joint. You control it. You're moving my elbow up and down. How well it moves and how much it moves is a function of mobility. So the joint by joint is an alternating system, and every joint can be fit into this construct. But if we start with the big toe, we need that to be mobile, because think about what we need when we walk, to step up and down. You need the toe to start to move. So then this system begins to alternate. So the next big joint system next to the big toe is the midfoot, and the midfoot would be stable. We certainly know the midfoot should go into pronation and supination. This isn't bad. We need this for the normal gait cycle. But we need control. So if you're always stuck in supination, this is not ideal. You've now lost stability. You don't have control anymore. We move to the ankle, the talocrural joint, mobile. So we have the dorsiflexion to change levels or locomote with more intensity. Moving up the chain, the knee. We know that the knee, if we do not have control of the knee in the frontal and transverse planes, we have knee injury. So we will call this stable. Continuing, the hip would be mobile in terms of, again, ideal positions of when the joints. So we've talked about the knee. Now we'll talk about the low back. These joints do not have the proper position and stability. We see injury. So when we don't have control of the knee, we have injury. When we don't have control of the low back, we have injury. It's not about one position. It's more about control. And if the neighboring joints do not allow for that position, so now we'll go back to the hip and the ankle. If they don't have mobility, then the knee and lumbar spine can potentially make up for that mobility via a loss of control. And now we set ourselves up for injury. So this joint by joint construct, to me, is a reason when it is violated. It is a reason why we see non-contact or overuse injuries. It is a model in which we can judge fitness choices. So is that a good idea to do? Well, does it fit into the joint by joint? For fitness, for capacity training, talking about getting faster, stronger, weight loss, improving movement health, these movements should ideally be honored by the joint by joint approach, the joint by joint theory, where the body's essentially moving like a slingshot, which I described. Stable segments are the stick of the slingshot. The rubber band are the mobile joints, and it is this alternating system of slingshots. Something has to stay still so something else can move very, very freely. This is again, we can talk the whole time about this, but this is perhaps a useful way to bucket what the joint by joint is about.